Just because of a careless fall, the boy smashed the glass of the house. What he didn't know was that there was a man in the house he couldn't afford to mess with. Without saying a word, the man grabbed the boy and dragged him into the house. Just as the man was about to beat the boy, there was a noise from outside the house. It turned out to be a police car patrolling the neighborhood had discovered the anomaly and was about to enter the house for a search. The man let go of the boy, but turned around and pulled out a big baby, lit it up and threw it out the window. The man left the house as the police watched. The boy also took the opportunity to run out of the house, the first time to leave this place of trouble. What the boy didn't know was that his life would be completely changed by this violent man. The boy thought it was over, but when he got back to school, he saw that horrible man once again. He panicked and tried to run away, but the bully stopped him in his tracks. The bully was strong and used to bully Forney at school, using him as a toy to take out his anger. But even when he is upset at school, Forney never brings his emotions home. Since his mother's death, his father has been consumed with grief. Grandma had become more and more emaciated. Whenever she questioned him, Forney just lied that it was just classmates playing around. However, Forney's understanding didn't make the bully relent. That day, on his way home from school, the bully targeted him again. Despite his best efforts, he was knocked to the ground by the bully. Just when Forney thought he was going to get beaten up again, a girl came out of nowhere to stop him. Although she was no match for the bully, she used her weak body to block Forney's way. Seeing that the situation was not right, the bully cursed and turned away. The girl's name was Arnie. She was Forney's sister in school. As for why she helped him, it was because he had liked the video yesterday. Forney thanked her and got out of the car, but turned around and saw the strange man again. It's obvious he's following him. Forney panicked and ran home, discreetly leaning over the windowsill to see if the man had left the house. Suddenly, there was a strange voice behind her. Without saying a word, the man turned around and walked into the laundry room, stripping off his dirty, smelly clothes. Forney tried to stop him, but he pressed his head against the wall. Forney didn't dare to resist the man's power, so he let him stay. Not long after, Forney's father returned. Forney expected his father to be furious. Instead, the man said he was a friend of your son's and stayed at his house. Strangely enough, this lawless man got along very well with his grandmother. For the first time since his mother's death, there was laughter in the house. Forney knew nothing more than a man named Heather. Where he came from, where he was going, why he was after him, and what he was up to. As he pondered these questions, Heather's figure appeared in front of him once again. He was just about to go up to the other man and ask him about it when he was once again stopped by the bully. The bully throws the boy hard into the toilet, but this time the boy is not to be defeated and pushes the bully down hard. The reality is that Forney is too weak to fight back against the strong bully. He was pushed to the ground and forced to lick the liquid from the floor. Just as he was about to touch the floor, the bathroom door was suddenly pushed open. Just when Forney thought he was saved, Heather took one look at him and turned away. And not surprisingly, he was fed a mouthful of shift. When he got home, Forney was furious with Heather. Heather has been eating his food and living in his house all these days, but when she sees him being bullied, she refuses to help him. He yelled at Heather to get out of his house, but was choked by Heather's backhand. Looking at Forney's stubborn face, Heather slowly let go of his hand and told him to wait in the car. Heather then led Forney to the bully's house. As Heather pulled a bucket of gasoline out of the car, Forney was instantly dismayed. He rushed forward to dissuade Heather. He wanted to get even, but this was going too far. But Heather ignored him and walked over to the bully's car with a bucket of gasoline and poured the entire bucket of gasoline over it. Then Heather smiled evilly and set the car on fire with her backhand. This wild maneuver freaked Forney out. He urged Heather to get out of there, but just as he was about to get in the car, Heather locked the door. Before he could react, Heather started the car and took off. Hearing the roar of the bully behind him, Forney didn't dare to stay and quickly fled the scene. However, he didn't get very far when he saw Heather waiting on the side of the road. Heather walked up to him with a cheap smile on her face and didn't feel the least bit guilty for what she had just done. Forney kicked him in the face in anger. Although the pain was so severe that Heather couldn't stand up straight, Heather didn't blame Forney for the pain, but instead laughed and greeted him as he rushed home. Unfortunately, the next day, just after waking up, the police dogs followed the smell and found Forney. There wasn't enough evidence to convict him, but they still left Forney's fingerprints and files. And Forney was, not surprisingly, reprimanded by his father. Forney took out all his frustrations on Heather. Strangely enough, Heather is not her usual bossy self and actually apologizes to him. In order to ease the relationship between the two, Heather even proposed to take him to his secret base to play. But on the way to the secret base, they got into a car accident. The driver was Forney's goddess, Arnie. Hearing Forney's words, Heather gets out of the car to help this righteous girl. Realizing that the other party doesn't want to settle the matter peacefully, Heather takes off her clothes and reveals her vicious tattoos. The old man sees the situation and gets in his car and leaves. Arnie was dumbfounded by Heather's actions. Before she could get her head around it, Heather pulled up next to her and opened the door, telling Arnie that this boy asked me to help you. At Forney's invitation, Arnie got in the car and followed them to Heather's secret base. At first they were curious, But when they saw Heather frantically banging on the front door of the mansion, they realized something was wrong. After confirming that the owner of the mansion was not home, Heather opened the gate and waltzed into the backyard. When they saw that something was wrong, the two of them questioned Heather loudly about what she was trying to do, only to be pushed into the pool by Heather's backhand. What Heather did next was beyond their comprehension. The man gets on his bike and heads straight for the pool. Although choked by the water and unable to stand up straight, he struggled to climb up, then picked up another bike and smashed it into the pool. The two men in the pool were stunned by this bizarre behavior. They watched in disbelief as Heather jumped into the pool with the table in his arms. They didn't dare stay and climbed out of the pool one after the other. Heather didn't care about their behavior and continued to throw things into the pool while throwing all sorts of vulgarity out of her mouth. Seeing that there was nothing left to throw in the yard, he picked up the only gasoline he had left, poured it all over the diving board, lit it with a lighter, and then stood up again. No one knows why he did it. It was all because his name was Heather. After throwing away the last of his belongings in the yard, Heather left the mansion, leaving the two men staring at each other in disbelief. It was the second time they'd met, but they'd had a great time talking. It was the first time Forney had talked to the opposite sex since his mother died. He lacked a mother's love, so it was inevitable that he would feel a little fluttering for the young girl in front of him. When he got home, Forney was once again scolded by his father. It turned out that he had skipped school today, causing his father to wait for more than an hour in front of the school for nothing. Looking at Forney's expression of frustration, Heather, in a moment of playfulness, stuck her finger into Forney's food and stirred it. Seeing this scene, Forney could not help but subconsciously raging profanity, which in return, his father even more severe reprimand. This is the 2010 American movie Hesher. A young boy accidentally befriends a domineering man. The man breaks into the boy's home and stays there. The boy becomes rebellious under his influence and even has a big fight with his father. What will happen to the boy and the man? What's wrong with this man? I am Zero Sense Film. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment and subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.